letter here to submit to the board members. I won't read it. I also have some additional printouts of information that the planning board, the last meeting that they had with Mr. Slotcha, I had some questions about these laws, and Mr. Slotcha, I don't think completely answered the questions. So I did bring a couple of printouts for you, and then I'm going to also email them to the planning board so that they'll have them as well. There's a New York State town law, sections 264 and 265, which deals with adoption of land use changes. And there is an analogous village law, which is our New York Village, Article 7, Section 7 to 708. And I'll submit that to you. Part of that says that when making any land use changes, the owners of 20% or more of the land area included in the proposed change, or 20% or more of the land area immediately adjacent to the land where the land use law will be changed, or 20% or more of the land area directly opposite where the change is implemented, can protest a change. So it's not one person, one vote, it's 20% of the surface of the land. So I've got that for you.
I believe that's also in our local code, chapter 293.
Okay. And then there is a memorandum, which when Mr. Slotcha spoke about the Dryden and Middlefield lawsuits, this memorandum did not come to light. It was uncovered in the archives somewhere in Albany from 1981 memorandum. It was submitted after the cases were decided, and so it didn't enter into that case. But this memorandum clearly states that local laws were intended to be superseded by the, I'm sorry, I have it here somewhere.
Take your time.
The provision for supersedure by the law of oil, gas, and solution mining law of local laws and ordinances clarifies the legislative intent behind the enactment of the oil and gas law in 1963. The comprehensive scheme envisioned by this law and the technical expertise required to administer and enforce it necessitates that this authority be reserved to the state, and it goes on from there. But this is something that is a clarification of the information that the judges in the Middlefield and Dryden lawsuits based their decisions on, but they didn't have this clarification about the intent of the law. Also, one last thing that I did want to tell you, and going back to that 20% of the land surface, this is a map of Chenango County, and colored in, the red land is leased land to either Norse or Chesapeake mostly. There might be a couple other companies there, in combination with unleased land owned by coalition members who would like to lease their land. The green land is state land, and the white is none of the above. So when you look at this closely, and this is also where Norse Energy has most of their leasehold. They just released on August 24th a mid-year increase in their documented certified contingent resources, which says that Norse owns, they have approximately the same amount of acreage in Chenango County as the unleased landowner coalitions have. We both have 130,000 acres, more or less. And they were just certified in August as having 951 net million barrel of oil equivalent of gas, natural gas. So that's roughly 1,000 million barrels of oil equivalent. That's 1 billion barrels of oil equivalent. That's Norse's. The landowners in Chenango County that want to lease have an equal, if not greater amount than Norse has. So when considering future use and considering the will of the people, I think that's one factor that should be taken into consideration and submit those.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have any